Are we live yet? Are we live? Oh, we're live.
What? An error occurred. Hold on.
Hang on. It says
I-
we're live.
Oh, there it is.
I think we're
Okay.
good.
We had a glitch. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Salty Sisters Holiday Special with our first ever very, very special guest, the Jen Polt of Making Up for Gloss Time.
Hi, girl.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you here, lady. I want to do a quick intro for you, Jen. And I will say, so Jen is a confidence and image coach for women over 40. I love this thing that I pulled off your website, Jen. It's a testimonial that's on there. And I was like, 100%. Jen embodies the word influencer with her heart, soul, and humor. Women trust her because she talks to them and with them, not just at them. Big difference. That was Denise Duff, the founder of In Your Face Skincare. I love that. I 100% agree with that, Jenna. It's one of the reasons I follow you because I don't follow that many style people, just so you know. And then I went to a little bit further into your about page, and I love this about your story. You said these 3 words kept ringing in my ear as I approached my 50th birthday. You're not done. I had spent 25 years climbing the corporate ladder, building a successful career as a salesperson, educator, leadership coach. I was working for one of the most prestigious brands in the world, and I wasn't happy. I felt a restlessness. It started as a whisper in my 40s and became a scream in my soul as I reached 50. This life, this career, this me that I was, it wasn't enough. I knew there was more for me, and there's more for you too. It's why I love you. This is why I love what you do, Jen, is because I feel you.
Thanks.
We all do.
Thanks.
We all do. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it was that feeling, and it's interesting. Ever since starting this platform about 3 years ago, this conversation keeps coming up with so many women that I'm meeting in midlife, because I think there comes this point on the journey where we get to this age, 40s, 50s, and many of us, if you had children, I never did, but if you had children, your kids are probably grown or almost out of the house or out of the house. And so your role as mother has changed. It's not as active maybe as it used to be, where you're going to games and all of those things and supporting them, taking them to school. And then your role as a partner changes because you've been either with the same person for decades, or a lot of people are going through divorces at this age. And there's all of this shifting that seems to happen, this seismic kind of shift in spirit happens in midlife, I think, especially for women. I mean, they always talk about the men kind of having a midlife crisis, but I think women really have it because we are programmed and conditioned to give to everyone else and put everyone else's dreams and needs ahead of our own. And then all of a sudden you get to a place where you go, oh, there might be time for some of my dreams and needs. And what the hell are they now? And that was what was happening to me. And the more I had the conversation with other women, the more they were saying the same thing.
Yeah. I love too that one of the things that you said on your website is I was old enough to know my magic, my secret sauce, my superpowers. I wasn't done. I was far from done. And the more I shared this feeling of unrest with other women my age, it was often met with a resounding, hell yes, I feel this too. And I will say that whole midlife crisis thing, I think that it is not so much as a crisis, even though it feels like a crisis, it's an awakening. It is like an opportunity to tap back into who you really are in there.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I think it is, a revolution in your spirit.
I think you have to also take time because you knew almost immediately, you knew what you wanted to do and you did it. But some women don't. They feel like, or maybe it's not that they don't, they've forgotten, because they put everything onto the side. And it's so funny you said that because, when you go into business, my main reason was because these women look in the mirror and they go, who is that person?
Yeah.
Because on the inside, you're like, oh, I'm good. And then you look in the mirror and you go, wait, what?
Who's that?
Who is that? And so I love the fact that, you can make this fun, because I still believe that women, even though the door's shut, it's not locked. You can still open the door and just peek behind the door and go, ooh, okay. And so I think that you're an inspiration, and I don't throw that word around lightly, but fashion and all of that. I've always done my own thing. And, sometimes you need a little help. And sometimes that help is like not good. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. Well, I think
Jen,
it's, one of the things that pisses me off more than anything, some really chaps my ass, are all these articles about don't do this over 50, don't wear that over 50, you can't this, you can't that. So I spent the last 10 years in the beauty industry. Part of my job was to be in stores with my teams and work with clients sometimes. And I can't tell you how many women walked up to me and they're like, oh, I'm too old to wear that. And I'm like, who says? It's like, if you want a bikini body, you take your body, you put it in a bikini. Now you have a bikini body. It's that idea of like, who told you this bullshit rule that you can't put sparkle on your eye, or you can't, dress the way you want to, or put on a tulle skirt, or all of this antiquated crap about like we're all supposed to walk around in twin sets after 40. I'm not, like, I love that look on others, but that's not my vibe. And I'm not going to be told now that I have to dress in like floral prints and shop at certain stores because I'm at a certain age, because I'm 52. So yeah, I think, all of those things have drilled these messages into our heads as we get older that we're supposed to shrink away. And I feel it's like, turn the dial up, man, because we've spent all these decades trying to get to a place of radical self-love, of this feeling of, I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I know what my boundaries are. I know what my motivations are. I know what my desires are. And then just we get to that place, everyone's like, okay, that's enough. Turn it down.
right? Right? Just when you're starting to feel like you have a voice and you have something to say and you're confident in that. Like I just feel like I'm just barely getting to know myself.
Agreed.
And I'm tired of zipping it. And, I feel like, no, I do have something to say and it is valuable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. And it is a very strange phenomenon. And because we get all of these, messages about go for it, go girl, go do that, go get that job, go get that promotion, go, speak up for yourself, say what you mean what you say. You're like, yeah. And then you get to this place, they're like, okay, that's good. Now you're go in the back.
It's enough from you.
Yeah,
I love it. Kim has popped in saying, I love that advice. Turn the dial up.
Way up.
I know. I want to get a
This
t-shirt.
one goes to 11. Sorry, Jen. I think I talked over you. What was that?
Remember the Spinal Tap movie when he's showing the guy the speaker and he's like, yeah, but this one goes to 11. I'm getting it because this one goes to 11.
Exactly what I was just saying. That's hilarious. I think we've got a little bit of a delay. That's hilarious. We're on the same page, Jen.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, what made you, this is my question. I'm just going to ask. A lot of women just sit still. They have this idea and they just sit there. What made you go further with it? You know what I mean? Was it a lack of fear? Did you say, I've been in this industry for this long. I'm just going to do it. How did you get past that first step?
It started as, and I encourage a lot of people to do this, my whole career now as a content creator and an Instagram, creator, all of that started as a side hustle while I was working in corporate. And it started as just a creative outlet really during COVID. I was stuck at home. I wanted to create. I wanted to connect with people, and I started to make some content online. And when I started to get feedback, I began to see that there was this real need for women in midlife to feel connected to someone who was giving them messaging that was talking about love, self-love. And it wasn't just about wear this, don't wear that, do this to look 10 pounds thinner, do this to take 10 years off your face. It was like, your face is fine. Your body is beautiful. Let's dress it in a way that makes you feel great about yourself. And when I started to get this feedback from these women about like, oh, this was great. Can you do something about this? And can you talk about that? And I started to see that there was a platform for it, because I looked around and I saw a lot of other creators, and it just seemed like the messaging was about changing women and not about having them just embrace themselves the way they are.
Mhm.
And so
Mm.
I just thought this was going to be a side thing, just a fun thing that I did, posted a couple things on a weekend and that's it. And then all of a sudden it took off and a few things of mine went viral. And the next thing I know, 2.5 years later, I was sitting at 100,000 followers on Instagram. And I was like, what the hell? I didn't hashtag I'm doing. All of this stuff started to happen, and it was a lot of encouragement actually from people that knew me, that I worked with, that were following me. My own boss at my last job was like, I don't know what you're planning on doing with this, but you need to just keep on going because what you're doing is pretty amazing. And I was like, and it spurred me on. And then my community, it's really about them. That sounds so Taylor Swift of me. I wouldn't be anywhere without my fans, but I think it's, my community gave me such reinforcement of the need for content like mine and the
Yeah.
messaging, the need for that messaging. And when I started to see that there was I started to work with brands and I was making some money on the side too. And I started to think, wow, could this actually be something that I could do full time? And the idea of creating a life by design really appealed to me, to not have to beg and borrow and steal for time off and see my family and, just do what I
Oh, you mean
wanted to
have a
do.
life?
Yeah, all that, you know, a life. What? Yeah, I mean, just I think, we get kind of conditioned to just stick it out until retirement. And I just was like hell to the no. And I think too, at the same time, while I was doing all of that, my job description at my job was changing in a way that I didn't like. And it was pulling farther and farther away from what I consider my superpowers. And it was putting me, kind of square peg round hole situation. And I was going,
Mm.
I can't do this for another 15 years. I'm going to lose my shit. And so I was like, I got to figure it out here. And then I just thought to take a chance. But a lot of people ask me, and I always think, start it while you're working. Build it on the side, build a little side hustle, build that business on the side. And then once you feel like you're comfortable enough to pull the trigger, then pull the trigger. But at least you still have your security. You've got your fallback it's hard work. I was working another 30, 40 hours a week, probably on top of my 40, 50 hours at corporate. So
Wow.
I'm not telling anyone it was easy. And I just woke up and I went viral. I worked my ass off, but
Yeah. Oh, you have. I will say, and I love the mix of content that you do, Jen. When you started talking about your community and how important they are to you, I will say I've seen it. I've seen it when you do your live from the lady cave segments.
yeah,
This is a segment where Jen sits down and she's basically like, imagine that you're the mirror, you're Jen's mirror, and she's sitting there and she starts off with a clean washed face and everything, and then she starts putting on makeup, and she's talking to people in the meantime. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you focus on like putting on the makeup and talking about the things and talking to people, and the interchange between you and your community while you're doing those things blows my mind. It is so great. And I love your Sunday style ups, your outfit of the day, like the way that you'll take up an idea for a piece and then show people how to mix it up like a graphic tee. What can you do with a graphic tee? And you start putting things together, and it's always entertaining and fun, and it just makes it feel like you do not follow rules. You follow your heart, and I think you show your community how to do the same.
yeah. I mean, I don't talk about, I'll talk about trends to kind of, because it's part of the zeitgeist out in the world, we'll talk about like, oh, this season is a metallic trend and whatever. But for me, I always talk to women and say, listen, what's trending is whatever makes you feel fabulous. And I don't care if it's in trend for the season. I'm not going to break up with neon ever again. I love neon. And I was so glad it made a resurgence so I could go out and buy all these neon pieces and have them in my wardrobe. I love it. And I love sequins and I love leopard print. And I don't care if it's in or out. Like there are things that I love. And I've decided that I'll look to the runways for inspiration for like a new outfit or maybe a new cut of something that I haven't seen. But I always ask myself, is that true to my aesthetic? Am I buying it just because it's on trend, or am I going to bring it into my closet and actually wear it and have a life in my closet? And I think it's important that, we just start to have fun with our clothes and have fun with our makeup. And, it's all a means of self-expression.
Yeah. Okay, so but I wanna kinda get into some style stuff, and I have a question that is, like, burning a hole in my brain. If somebody's gotten to a point in their life where they are in a rut fashion-wise or makeup-wise or whatever, their look is the same look that they've been sporting for 20, 30 years, which is fine if they're
Yeah.
happy, right? But if they're feeling like, "I wanna do something different, but I don't have a huge budget to go shopping. I've got all these I've got this stuff in my closet, but nothing really feels right anymore." Like, what can we do?
A few things. I mean, I always tell people to like start with one piece, like bring one new piece into the wardrobe. Maybe you don't have any animal print and you bring in one leopard jacket, one leopard blazer, and then you incorporate that with some of the pieces you already have. I think sometimes just an injection of something new can spur some creativity. So maybe that leopard jacket gets layered over a chunky sweater and a pair of black pants and a cute boot for going out with your girlfriends one night. Maybe that leopard jacket gets paired with some joggers and a graphic t-shirt and some sneakers for like a pared down look. Maybe that leopard jacket goes over a black jumpsuit with heels and a sparkly bag for evening. How can you take that one piece and make 8 to 10 different outfits out of it? But the other thing I talk to people about too is thrift shops and secondhand. I do that all the time. And I
I
have
found some of my best pieces thrift shops in secondhand. My
same.
wedding
And
dress.
yeah. And I feel like there's so many, it's a nice way to try on an idea without spending $100 on a blazer. Like, oh, do I like this menswear look? Well, go get a men's blazer in a thrift shop for $8 and give it a whirl and see what you think. And I
Yeah.
think too, because and it helps too for people who are going through weight changes and fluctuation. Buy some pieces from thrift stores to get you through those jumping off points of where you are and where you're trying to get to.
Yeah, the leopard is resonating with people, Jen. I just want you to know Adam has said Cyndi Lauper once said leopard never goes out of style, and Donna has said always leopard will make you happy.
I
I agree.
I need to show you like this. I need to show you like my rich bitch coat I just got. Let's have fun. So I got this coat on Amazon of all places for $100. And I'm just telling you right now, when I say I feel like a rich bitch, like bring the car around, please. Thank you. Like
I love it. I love it.
That's
every,
beautiful.
she is like a whole personality, this coat. But yeah, I mean, go back, go look in the 50s, the 60s. Leopard has been around forever. It's a quintessential print. It's classic. It never goes out of style. And if anyone says it does, they're not my friend. I don't like them.
I always
It's
love too that you always say that leopard is a neutral.
Leopard is a neutral, and it is.
Absolutely. Donna has a question, Jen. She wants to know thoughts on how short is a short skirt. Donna, just wondering for clarification, do you mean how short is too short, or like if you could give me a little bit of a clarification there for Jen, unless you have some thoughts on that right away, Jen.
My thoughts right away on that are the same thing I was saying before about that too old idea. I mean, talk to me about Tina Turner not being able to rock a skirt at the age that she was. I mean, I'm sorry. And again, it's not about, oh, but she had the legs, because that'll be the first thing a lot of women will say out of their mouth. Oh, but she had the legs. You know what? You have legs. And again, I mean, yes, not everyone had her legs. Her legs were exceptional. But I think there is that thing of, oh, if my body type isn't a certain prototype, then I'm not allowed to express joy with my clothes. And that's the thing I want women to break. That concept of I have to fit a certain prototype, size 8, 6 prototype, in order to be able to pull off things that I love to wear. And I wrap. And I've seen curvy, gorgeous, curvy women in bodycon stuff, and they look freaking-tastic. It's this idea that we get in our head that once we get over that, whatever that barometer is for all of us, the weight, whatever weight we were, age we were, size we were, once we get past that, we feel like, oh, all the joy goes away. Like, can't be joyful anymore, have to hide. And I don't want women to hide. So if you feel
Absolutely.
skirt, wear a skirt.
Adam
Love
just
it.
said, I have always felt like I had Tina Turner legs. I love that.
I love that, Adam.
You might.
And Donna said, Donna was referring to the skirt she wore in her cheerleader video. She says it's a BCBG and 20 years old and it still fits. Rock and roll, Donna. That's what I say. You rock
Go
that.
for it. Just go. Just do it, Donna.
What I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are there so this Kat came up with some really good questions. Are there any specific colors or patterns that are popular for holiday outfits?
I think the metallic trend has been so like heavy this season. It's been amazing. I mean, metallic and sequins, I think every holiday it's going to come around. You're going to see sequins and all of those things. And so I always tell everyone, right after Christmas is over is the best time to go and hunt down all of those sequin pieces for next year. Because that's when I overload and I just scoop up all of the sale stuff, because these little great sequin pieces, tuxedo pieces, all of those things that you can incorporate into your wardrobe for a penny, like grab them then. But yeah, I mean,
Smart.
so much around metallics, but like fun metallics too. Like it doesn't have to be a full sequin jacket to feel kind of festive and holiday. Like this little sweater, like so with the
How
stars.
fun is that?
That's fun. I like it.
Whole thing. I mean, there's some really fun pieces that you can throw in. Velvets too. I think if sequins aren't your thing, go for velvet.
I've had this velvet. It's a J. Jill. I was just telling Kat beforehand. I pull it out around the holidays. I think I've had it for I don't know, more than 15 years for sure. And it still feels good. I still love it,
But then I think the thing of it is, this is where clothing gets fun. I think what winds up happening is, to your point, you have something, you pull it out for the holidays, and then it goes back into your closet when the holidays are over. And what I want you to think about is like, this piece doesn't have to be layered over a sequin thing or a silk something. I wear velvet pieces with a sweatshirt underneath, like with a cute little hoodie and some joggers, super cute. Or like a graphic tee underneath. One of the things that I think is like the quintessential, like every woman should have in her wardrobe, is a denim shirt.
Love a good denim shirt or a denim jacket. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But I feel like, yeah, to your point, like I think denim is the universal casualifier. Like you've got something that feels really party and really kind of festive, but layer it over.
Look at that.
I got to get me a denim shirt.
I mean, the same idea of like this full-blown, sequin jacket over a denim shirt feels different. This whole vibe to what sequin can feel like. Now this feels more casual and fun. Throw it over a denim jumpsuit and just a sequin jacket and a sneaker. Really adorable. So there's your party clothes and still have fun with them after the holidays are over. Because go ahead, Kat.
Go ahead, Jen. No, I was just going to say, a lot of people think that, shiny stuff like that is just for at nighttime, but why not wear it during the day? Have fun with it.
like sequin bombers. Like I have some of these in my Amazon store. Like these are so fun with a graphic t-shirt and a pair of joggers and a
And
sneaker and a ball.
purple.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
Ooh. But it is. It's so fun. Like I roll out to Target at 2 a.m. on a Sunday in this shit, and I don't care.
Adam
Oh,
says one of my all-time favorite pictures of myself is in my jean jacket.
totally. I mean,
Jeans.
grab me in the toilet paper aisle, like, oh, that's so good. I mean, it's clothes. You're supposed to feel great. And I think that's the thing. We get out of that prototypical age, weight, size, whatever, and we stop dressing with joy and intention. And joy and intention can spark conversations, relationships, connections with people. I mean, I have met so many great people just from being stopped in a store, in Target, in the toilet paper aisle, and just striking up conversations with people because of something I'm wearing.
I
It's
met a woman on I was traveling home to see my parents. This was many years ago, and I looked at her and she I don't know how old she was. She was probably in her 50s. She had just the cutest short haircut, really stylish, and she had on some sort of Doc Martin type boots that had a really cool pattern to them. Like, and then she had something else on that now I can't remember, but I just remember her whole look, and I was like, you look fat. Where did you get those boots? Are awesome. I think we were at the same place getting some food before the flight. And then the funny thing is that because she was like, thanks, and then we get in and we're waiting for our plane and we sat down next to each other then and we started up a conversation. And then it turned out we were sitting next to each other on the plane. So I made a friend.
right. That's
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's that whole idea of what a party look is, or an evening look, or the holiday look. I mean, all of those things can be up simply. I mean, just a hoodie under a velvet jacket, or a hoodie under a sequin jacket, or a hoodie under a work suit. I have so many women that I work with that have all these beautiful suits because they used to be in corporate. Now they're not anymore. And they're like, I spent thousands of dollars on these suits. And I'm like, break them up. Or wear your suit with a hoodie and some sneakers and a ball cap. That feels totally different. It doesn't have to be with a button down, crisp blouse thing. It can just wear that blazer with a pair of wide leg jeans and a graphic t-shirt and play with those. I like the juxtaposition of something that feels really kind of elevated with something that feels more street. Like even
I
this.
love you do that consistently, Jen, and I love that about the way you pair things up. It sparks me, and I go, "Oh, I didn't think to do that." And I used to love. You just mentioned, I think, an oversized blazer thing. I used to love that whole oversized blazer feeling, and I'm like, you know what? I stopped wearing it. It went out of style or whatever, and I'm like, maybe I'm just gonna get back to it because I just like it and it feels good. And if that over a graphic tee, maybe could be
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, all the time. And that's where thrifting can be really fun because you can try on that concept again. I go to the men's department, beeline for men's every time I go thrifting. I don't go to the women's section. I go to the men's department. I buy all my blazers in the men's department because I like those cuts. Because I think the more fitted they get, the less modern I think it looks. I feel like it has something that's a little bit more straight lines and that kind of thing. When it feels more fitted to me, it feels more corporate. But when it feels straight and kind of that menswear cut, I think that's when it lends itself to being a bit more casual street. So I always go to the men's department because then your sleeves are long, you can zhuzh them more. They're bigger sleeves typically in circumference. So you're not dealing with these tight little sleeves on women's jackets. Men's shirts all the time. I just found like a tuxedo shirt, men's shirt for like $6. But there's so many fun things that you can do with.
Jen, I
Ooh, I
have a
love the
question
idea.
about shoes.
Oh.
How
My
do you
favorite
know?
conversation.
I always have an issue, and this is for me personally.
Yeah.
Of I can get the outfit together, but how do you know what shoes go with what? And what color goes with what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like a big deal for me.
Yeah. I think every woman should have in her wardrobe a nude shoe, like a really good nude, either pump, peep toe, strappy, heel, something in a nude. something metallic. You know, if you don't
Ooh.
want to have a lot of shoes and you're trying to have a capsule wardrobe for your shoe collection, get a great metallic. Get a warm
Mhm.
metallic gold, get a cool metallic like a silver, and have a
Mm.
nude. Because you can wear your nude shoes with red dress, with a blue dress, you know, anything up under the sun, you
Mhm.
can wear nude. You can wear metallics, go with everything. They go with your summer,
Mm.
go with your winter dresses, they go with your party clothes, they go with everything. A good metallic bag.
Mhm.
Metallic pieces, I think, are completely underrated. I think so many women go for the black shoe and the black
Mhm.
bag. And I feel like sometimes it's distracting. Like if I see someone in a red
Mhm.
dress and they're wearing a black bag and a black shoe, I'm looking at the black bag and the black shoe, and I should be looking at that damn dress. So I almost feel,
Oh.
Oh.
you know what I mean? Where a nude shoe will just disappear. Let the outfit be the star.
Mhm.
So I love something in a nude and a couple, you know, cool metallic and a warm metallic, depending on what color you're wearing, are really
Mhm.
good pieces to add in. And then they're no brainer shoes when you're like, shit, I don't have you know, I got this green sequin, you know, suit and I don't know what to, nude shoe, metallic shoe. Like you've got options in that neutral column to be able to throw on easily and not sweat it too bad.
I'm
I
getting
love
excited
that.
about shoe shopping, Jen.
I'm just
No.
getting excited about clothes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I need some metallic
Mhm.
shoes, I think. I think
Mhm.
because I've been looking at like I've been trying to find flats to wear and but I need support. I have some foot issues, I've got the older woman foot issues. And and I look at these ones that are a little more spendy, a little more pricey, and that's what I need to buy because of the
Yeah.
issues that I have. And then I get stuck because I go, well, I should just get one in black because it goes with everything. But now I'm like, ooh, maybe I should go metallic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's again, it's not, you know, I think we get into that like, okay, well, let me just get the classic. Black is classic. And it is
Mhm.
indeed. You should have a black strappy shoe. Every woman should probably have a black
Mhm.
strap because, you know, many women are going to wear a black dress in place, and little black strappy shoe is so cute. But again, you could wear that black dress with metallics.
Mhm.
So there's, you know, and that's more fun and more playful that way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Things we say now, right? I need
Mhm.
to get supportive shoes and comfortable shoes, but there are metallic,
Mhm.
metallic brogues and metallic flats and metallic Oxfords. Great fun
Mhm.
lace up options.
Mhm.
If you don't want to wear heels, there's a lot of,
Mhm.
especially now, like there's metallics in everything. I have a favorite brand that I have a partnership with that she makes incredible shoes. Let me show you, like even just boots and things. Um, you know, just like a metallic combat boot can be,
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
you
Yes,
know,
I love that. Oh my goodness. I love a combat boot. I love an Oxford. I like shoes that have that like say
Mhm.
something that make oh girl.
Ooh, look at that.
right?
Mm.
Well,
Right.
I think shoes could express your individuality. So
Yeah.
when I first started, remember when Reebok came out with all the different colors, the yellow, and they had girl, I had them in every color, yellow, red, black, blue,
Yes.
green, all of them. And people were always like, oh my God, those are so cool. But it was a way to express who I was as a person.
And Adam wants to know, are these boots made for walking?
They are all over everywhere. I was everywhere in London, and my feet were like, "Thank you." Like, yeah,
Kim says she needs red metallic combat boots. Yes, you do, Kim.
We got to get her some. We got to get you some red metallic combat boots.
just holler at me. I know where to get them. I'll send you links and a little
Okay,
something.
I need purple ones, Jen, just so you know. My
Okay.
life is surrounded by purple. If it's in purple, I'm getting it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
got it. Okay, so I need you to know I am like a bloodhound for fashion challenges. So just know that I am now on it. I just call
Yes. Yes. I just needed someone in
out.
my corner to find it for me.
Oh yeah,
I need to talk to you too about this jacket you're wearing, Jen, because it is so
Mhm.
cool.
It
What
is.
that
this
is
is
awesome. I love the blue. I've
Is it
only recently
embroidery?
discovered that I
Is it
actually look good
embroidered?
in blue. Is it?
yeah, yeah. It's like sequins and embroidered and like the
Oh, that's nice.
this is
Love
from
it.
Australian brand called Joey the Label. Joey is a woman, female owned. So this piece is hers. This is another piece of hers that I absolutely love. This is like a linen jacket with a little
I love that.
That's got a very Michael Jackson feel
Yes, it
going,
does.
doesn't it?
100%. So there's and like my inner band geek is so excited. Like I want to and wear this my little Q-tip hat, and yeah, this also does really fun sequiny pieces. Let me show you some things. Like this piece, I just got from her. Look at this, the back of the jacket.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow.
And just the lines of the things are so cool. They're
Yes.
they're fun cuts. That
the detail on that is amazing. Wow, beautiful.
Then, like just picture this, like over a little graphic tee and a wide leg jean and a fun platform, and you've got this cool
nice
vibe. And she does a lot of fun things with like tulle and sequins. This is a whole thing from her.
Ooh.
It's
oh
an
my
entire
gosh.
sequin tuxedo.
Is that like a navy blue?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, that's
I
pretty.
love that because that's like, for me, that's the perfect mix of like, because of the darker color of the blue, but then the sequin, there's something so right about that in my world.
Oh,
Love
100%.
that.
Yeah, Kim says, I feel like a fashion challenge, hashtag princess problems. So
I love it. I love a fashion challenge.
I'm gonna start expressing I think I was in my head. I'm like this. I was thinking myself like a rock star, like on stage playing the drums, playing the drum, you see those female drummers and they're just like
badass.
And I want to express my inner female drummer side, like,
like that girl who used to play with Lenny Kravitz. Remember her?
Yes.
Gonna go my way video. It was like,
yes.
Yeah. And whenever I think of being a drummer, I think of being Animal on the Muppet Show.
I think
Animal.
I channel Sheila E. when I think of drummer, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm strange that way.
You've got Muppets on the brain there, Yvonne. I'm just gonna say, what is that about? I do. So Jen, I have a question. How can you zhuzh up an outfit? Maybe you can't get a new outfit or a new piece, but how can you zhuzh it up a little bit, like with accessories or jewelry, or maybe a nice bag or something, like you said? Is that a way to do it?
100%. I mean, I think accessories are really unsung heroes, an all black monochromatic something with some metallic accessories or a fun frame and like like, and they don't have to be expensive pieces. Like these little bracelets are Amazon bracelets. It's not about, you have to spend a lot of money. There's some really great, fun, quality pieces that you can get. Again, secondhand things. I can't tell you how many that I have that are secondhand bags, because they typically don't get completely beat up. You can find some really great deals on things, but I think sometimes too, just the zhuzh is like what you wear. What you layer it with. Like this, it like a real pretty like little blouse would make it feel different. But I'm just doing like old tank top, rib tank top. The push up of the sleeve can make something feel more casual immediately. Wearing this down feels different. This feels different when I'm wearing it down versus when I've got it zhuzhed up. And these are like garters. If you've never seen these before, these are great. So
yes.
So if you have, especially with blazers, if you get men's blazers and the arms are too big and you're constantly doing this shit, they're flat bracelets. They come in different colors, and you can stretch them, just gently stretch them to accommodate, the width of the arm, and then it holds your sleeve up, and you never have.
Where do you get those, Jen? That is so cool.
I have them in my Amazon store.
Okay. Okay.
All
I've
right,
heard you
so
say at least two things
we
today
need
that are
to
leading
I
me to
need
your
to know
Amazon.
your Amazon store because I'm gonna look at Amazon totally different now. I
Oh
go
yeah.
on there for all kinds of stuff, and I'm hard to fit. I have one of those weirdo bodies. You know, I have long limbs. I'm tall. I'm 5'9", but I
Yep.
have no waist. So
Yeah.
I'm arms and legs. That's it. So
Like,
buying online for me is really, really difficult because if I buy a large, a lot of times, you know, the crotch is where it's not supposed to be, you
yep.
know, or if I buy extra large and I buy it for the length, then the crotch is hanging down and it's really, really difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I think the retailers have gotten a lot better about putting up size charts for things.
Mhm.
Zara is a place that I shop at from time to time, and you know they were notorious for being terrible with their sizing, but now they're showing
Mhm.
sizing by piece, so you can actually put
Mm.
size for a specific item, and it'll give you the measurements for that
Mhm.
particular item. Um,
Mhm.
and I find that some of those retailers, like the Zaras of the world, tend to have things that run long. I'm 5'7", and a lot of
Mhm.
times I have to get some of their things hemmed. So
Mhm.
there's certain retailers I think that I'll steer people toward depending on their body type. Um, but yeah, I think back to your zhuzh thing. I think
Mhm.
it's really about even monochromatic. You can zhuzh just with
Mhm.
text. I think
Wow.
where it gets boring, where monochromatic gets boring if it's all matte. So you've got like a flat matte
Yeah.
flat matte pant and a flat matte shoe and but if you did a mix of like a silk shirt with a velvet or a silk shirt with a tweed or
Mhm.
throw in a wool with a cashmere, those different textures with a velvet, they absorb and reflect light.
Mhm.
It looks totally cool because you have all of these fun
Mhm.
textures in, and it takes that look and just ticks it up. And
So can I take this in another direction?
please,
I'm a minimalist when it comes to makeup. You know, I
yeah.
want so how can I mean, are there any hard and fast rules on color of lipstick for people? Like I know sometimes you can just change it up real, you know, it could be very subtle, but just enough where it, you know, kind of people just kind of go, "Ooh, wow, you know, you look great." Not, "Oh, your lipstick looks wonderful," but you know, are there
Yeah.
any rules, or it's just whatever you like, whatever you want to
I
wear?
No, I don't think there are any rules. But what I will say is that I think I find a lot of women who do more minimalist shy away from trying color on the lip because they start to
Mhm,
feel like here comes my lip. So I would
mhm,
suggest if you're trying to graduate, baby step into like brighter colors, more pigments, that kind of thing. Start with a sheer. So get
mm,
a lip stain, get a something. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, gang. Get a lip stain, get something like that, or
mhm,
a balm type of lip color. Like you can get a balmier
mhm,
kind of red that is like
mhm,
lipstick. Had a baby. It gives you more of a sheer wash of that color, so you can test it
mhm,
out, try it, and see how you feel without having to
mhm.
grab for that like matte red pinup girl lipstick that makes you feel like whoop, here comes my lips. Where women, they get scared. They're like, oh,
Mhm,
I don't know if I could pull off a red lip. Well, start with
mhm,
first and then graduate. Once you get used to
mhm,
the color on your lip, then you can graduate to something more pigmented. My other thing too, I think it's my personal opinion, but I think that over 40, take away the mattes and the powders from the face. I think, I know there are a lot of women who love that look, who love a really matte
mhm,
look. Super oily, you might have to go to a matte thing anyway because you're
mhm,
going to just oil throughout the day. So you can start matte and you'll wind up glowy
mhm,
by. But for those of us who aren't really oily, that dewy kind of look can be very modern
mhm,
and also very forgiving because the
mhm,
more texture you put to the skin, the more matte, the more it absorbs the light, the more layers, the more it draws attention to the things that you might be trying to deflect
mhm,
away. So anything reflective is deflective.
mhm,
Anything with a glow
mhm,
is going to bounce light from the face and give you that
mhm,
shepherd in moonlighting filter.
mhm,
That like that soft glow. It will
mhm.
helps to diffuse the look of those things. So I always tell women, you can do a really smoky eye, but when the skin looks super fresh, it'll still look modern and not dated.
Mm.
What's your favorite, foundation? I found that as I've gotten older, less is more when it comes to applying things because it just kinda sits on top of my face and looks weird. It doesn't quite absorb the way it used to. So what do you like that also has some staying power through
Yeah,
a day?
I have a lot of different recommendations and things, and I certainly have done things about foundations and concealers. And foundations and concealers, I want to remind people, are complexion products, and they are interchangeable. I have foundations that I use as an under eye concealer, and I have concealers that I use as foundations. So it's a complexion product, and what you
Mhm.
look for in a complexion product is the texture and the finish. And
Mhm.
for that, so for instance, Tower 28 came out with a beautiful serum concealer that I absolutely love. It's beautiful under the eye, but I also love to use it. It's a great thing I throw in my travel bag as my foundation, and I use that all over the face because it has that sheer to medium kind of coverage. So I can
Mhm.
where I put it, and I can use it as an all over piece. Um,
Mhm.
Tinted moisturizers. There's one from Trini London that I absolutely love. Their BFF De-Stress is my favorite top 3 holy grail foundation products. Just the texture is beautiful. The coverage is really pretty. It looks like skin.
Mhm.
Laura Mercier, their tinted moisturizer has been around forever. She's like an OG
Mhm.
moisturizer trend. And
Yeah.
that's the most classic foundation pieces, I think. I think any woman can have it. It's like the yoga pants of foundation. It's like that thing that you can just put on, like going to Target, you want to look finished, but you don't want to look really
Mhm.
up. It's a beautiful way to just get skin that looks perfect
Mhm.
without looking like makeup. And
Mhm.
like I really love. I don't want to look at a woman and see foundation. I want to look at a woman and see skin. And
Mhm.
it's playing with textures. Sometimes it might mean that you put 2 or 3 different complexion products. It might not mean that you buy that one
Mhm.
foundation that goes all over the face. I have
Mhm.
more densely pigmented, more full coverage, and I only use them in the areas where I need it. And I use
Mhm.
everywhere else. So sometimes you might have to have a bit of a wardrobe of
Mhm.
have foundation pieces, underwear and bras that you wear for different things. A foundation is, I think, is super important to have depending on
Mhm.
what you're trying to accomplish with the look.
Mhm. That's great, Jen. I love that. I'm learning so much here. Do you work one-on-one with women? Like if a woman says, "I'm a hot mess," how can I work with you? That woman's me, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, for sure. I do individual consultations. Most of them are virtual because I have clients
Mhm.
all over the world now.
Mhm.
And we can do everything from one appointment's called BYOB, where we have you bring your makeup routine and your skincare routine. And
Mhm.
I do this virtually with people, like run me through what you've got, and then I can help you
Mhm.
decide. Yeah, that color's not great for you. That should go. You don't really seem to have this
Mhm.
in your lineup. Maybe we should add this in. I create a custom
Mhm.
shopping list for you of things that you might want to insert into your routine, colors you might
Mhm.
try. We do that. I do one-on-one like tutorials where I show up barefaced and I do my makeup
Mhm.
and show you how to do it so that you can mimic what I'm doing. I've also
Mhm.
style appointments with people, for specific events, yes. And then,
Mhm.
or can you help me clean out my closet? Can you help me put out
Mhm.
together? Can you help me make a capsule wardrobe? There's some women too that are like, I don't want all the options. I just want to walk into my closet and go, okay, that'll be easy, and just pull. And so
Mhm.
recently, I had a client recently who was like that. I'm like, well, then let's do like monochrome fabulous. Let's think about, remember that inauguration where all the women were in monochrome and Michelle Obama,
Mhm.
that head to toe plum
Mhm.
situation.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had fashion dreams about it. And I like we pick 5 key colors for you and you get all of your pieces in those colors. You can interchange them if you need to, but
Mhm.
that monochrome vibe is an easy one. It's a no brainer
Mhm.
and it looks always chic. So I think there's a lot of fun that you can have with clothes. That doesn't have to mean that you have to have 3 walk-in closets either.
Yeah, that would just make me crazy. Because
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear anything. I would just wear sweatpants all the time because I couldn't figure it out.
I find that I wear the same things like over and over, mostly because I'm home most days, you know. So
Mhm.
it's just like the same. I have the same pieces. The same pieces come out of the closet. They get washed. They go back. People probably think, "Oh my
Mhm.
God, she wears the same thing all the time." I do,
I do. That's me.
Mhm.
but every now and again, it's like going to a holiday party or going, you know, going to do something where it's like I want to pull it up a notch. I do have fun with that. Like I like to have fun with fashion at that point. You know what I mean? I've got some fun pieces that I've
Mhm.
thrifted or different things like that. And so
Mhm.
when I find something I love, I hang on to it for dear life because I get attached.
Me
I do
too.
too. It's hard for me to get rid of stuff.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like it's been in my closet and I keep thinking, I'm going to wear that. I know I am
Yeah.
eventually. And it's 3
Right.
years later and I still haven't worn it.
I, or the things with the tags still on them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kim says I want uniforms because I do not have a clue or the time to make all those decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Really, that was a really fun appointment because she was saying, my client was saying that she's like, I get overwhelmed with options. I'm like, okay, so we need to do like a capsule wardrobe for you.
Mhm.
And then she started to talk about, silhouettes that she liked and colors that she liked. And then I just started to think about, I think monochrome is underrated because monochrome can look chic as hell and
Mm.
be intentional. And it doesn't have to just be
Mhm.
all black. I think so many women will just go to all black because it's easy. Well, it's just as
Mhm.
easy to go to all blues or all browns or
Mhm.
all creams, or it's just as easy to do that, and it always looks chic as hell, and you don't have to spend a lot on the pieces for it to look chic.
Mhm.
That monochrome thing can look so intentional, and you can add pieces in that aren't expensive, but because
Mhm.
you've dressed in this head to toe color, it looks expensive every time.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm trying to get away from the all black. I mean, as a photographer, I have a lot of black because it's useful for photo sessions and I lived in the city in New York City for many years and so black is the
Mhm.
uniform, you know. So I have but I'm starting to want more color. I'm finding, you know, especially now that I'm not coloring my hair anymore, I kind of want like I've found out now that royal blue looks really good on me. But then, you know, Jen, I go and I'll buy a blouse that's royal blue and I think, oh, this is gonna be great. And then I put it on there's something about combining. I don't know. It's like I still get uncomfortable with the color
Mhm.
sometimes, you know, unless it's like a t-shirt or something really basic.
Yeah, and I think what winds up happening is a lot of people, when they try to migrate into more colorful things, they just take a color and they add it to their black. And unfortunately, Cat's laughing because I'm getting nail on the head. Like, for instance, like this suit I wore the other day. And this suit is, fun and crazy and bananas and all of that stuff. And
Let
yes,
me see that print. Holy cannoli. Woo, girl. Look at flower
and
power. I love it.
I'm not saying this needs to be the choices you make for color, but this is but I just want to show you what it does. Like this has black in it. This is not what I would be layering did with it typically, but if I layer it with black, it looks good. But if I layer it with a color, it just becomes more intentional
Ooh, it makes it pop.
Ooh, yeah.
and almost
Yeah, and I'd probably go the safe route and go black under there. Yeah.
yeah. And I almost feel like when you layer it with the color, it actually doesn't make it stand out as much. There's like this thing
Mhm.
of like it all being, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I wore this suit the other day with a hot pink shirt underneath, and it looked
Ooh.
Yeah.
and colorful and all of those things. And yes, I could totally wear this with a black shirt, and it would look cool. But I think that's what happens. Someone will take
Mhm.
a fun color, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to get a red dress," and then they put it on with a black jacket, and
Yep.
it's like, it's okay, right? And it's we've all done it, and it's not like it's bad, but I think you can You can have more fun with it, or like layer it with a metallic. Like that could be really fun and just different.
I think we're
Yeah.
just scared to play. I think we have to play more,
Play,
you know,
Mm.
play.
and
You're
get out of
speaking
the
my language,
norms.
Cat.
Get out of the
Let's get
norms of what
playful,
we're
people. Yes.
just go in there and say, let me see what this is like, you know?
Life's too short. Why are we holding, it like right
Yeah.
down to our fashion, right? Like
Right.
like I think if you can start dressing with more fun and like just having more fun with even with
Mhm.
your fashion, that could be the beginning of something that could
Mhm.
really spark something in your life. Maybe I'm putting too much on it, but you
I
know.
welcome to my life and my new career. It's exactly what that was built on. I mean, this hasn't always been me. Like I've always loved leopard print. I'm from New Jersey. You're basically born with leopard print diapers on. So, leopard print. I was wearing leopard when I was in my teens, 20s. There's certain things. I always liked a little bit of flashiness. I always liked a little bit of something. But
Mhm.
this whole kind of playfulness, because I was in beauty for 10 years and we had to wear all black. And I had what I called the black wall in the closet. Like the entire wall was black clothes. And it was
Mhm.
a hard thing to do, to not walk up to a rail at a store and pull the black jacket out instead of the color jacket. And so it was
Mhm.
trying to incorporate those things into my routine was tough. I mean, it was like, oh, I gotta
Mhm.
like really break this whole cycle. But I think once you start to play with your clothes and have some fun, yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I did. This whole platform has been built on me just having some fun with my clothes and playing and sharing it with people. And so, yeah, Yvonne, like I'm proof positive that that's exactly what can happen. And it does.
Oh.
We talk about confidence too. I coach people on their confidence. And I always talk
Mhm.
about your accessories, your clothing can sometimes be the icebreaker for conversations with strangers. Maybe you're
Yeah.
not comfortable to walk up to someone in the Target and be like, "Hi, I'm Jen, and like, would you like to be my friend?" But maybe someone sees your jacket, that's a cute jacket, like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden it's an icebreaker, and boom, you've just met someone, and it
Mhm.
builds confidence to keep going out and putting yourself out there
Mhm.
and talking to more people and making new friends at this age and all of that stuff. I mean,
You
that's
know what
Love
I've
it.
wanted for a long time? You guys may or may not remember this. Remember back in the 70s when they had these fringe jackets and the leather?
Oh,
I
look at her
want
go. Look
I
at her
wanted
go.
I
She's
wanted
already
that.
she's ready to pull the
Yeah,
fringe. Yeah, baby.
I want another one. I had one as a teenager, and I want another one.
girl.
I
I
love it.
I think
I
I need one.
I have had this on my wish list for so damn long. I've been trying to find one secondhand in and I've seen some online and Poshmark and all of those things. And
Mhm.
I'm like, it's not quite what I'm looking for. And I went to a
Mhm.
vintage show about a week or two ago with some friends. And I was like, I want to manifest the fringe jacket of my dreams.
Mhm.
And there she was.
That is it, Jen. That's the fringe jacket of your dream. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that is awesome.
I
Kim
want
says,
one.
uniforms with fun sleevage is on my vision board. I need this to come to life in 2024. Y'all are inspiring me so much today.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
awesome.
awesome, Kim. And Donna says, love this jacket. How are we doing on time, ladies? I have a spinny
Mhm.
wheel here, and I'm just wondering, should we
Well, we've got like 2 minutes.
yeah. Okay. Should we do a spinny wheel question? Here, let me pull up my
Rapid fire
list.
wheel.
All right. All right. Let me get my questions ready. I've got questions 1 through 12, and we will see what the spinny wheel. Maybe what do we have time for 2 or just 1, Cat?
Let's do 2 quick ones.
All right. All right. 12. Okay. So number 12. Ooh, what dance move are you secretly awesome at?
I don't know if I have a dance move. I'm a better freestyler than I am choreographed.
Me
Like
too. I am with you there, sister. Yes, yes.
choreography, I'm Lucy trying to, but like
We are sisters. Boom.
right,
We are sisters.
but drop a good beat and Mama can hold her own on the dance floor. That's what I'll say.
There you go.
I love that's
There
a
you
good
go.
answer. All right. One more spin before we let you go, Jen.
Oh, Donna said the swim. She's good at the
Oh, the
swim.
swim. The swim is fun.
I
I
love
can
that,
manage the
Jenna.
swim. All right. This is 6. And 6 is if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, time travel.
Oh, would you
Yeah,
go to future or past?
past,
Both? Where would you go first?
past for sure. I've always wanted to like go to the 20s, like go to the 40s, like experience. I think just for the fashion of it all, and to like go
Yeah.
like vintage things and have
Mm,
from like bygone era. And yeah, I just simpler times before some of this all this stuff happened and we got all
mhm,
on internets and all of the things. Like, yeah, I think that would be kind of fun.
mhm.
Childhood things, go back in time. Yeah.
Yeah, 20s. That would
Mhm.
be fun. That would be fun because so much was happening and bubbling up in,
Mhm.
for women,
Yeah,
especially at that point
women
in
were coming
time,
into their
right?
own a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I
Well,
love it.
Jen, where can people find you?
They can find me on most platforms. I am making up for glossed time, like lip gloss, and also my website, glossedworld.com. But I am
Do we
most,
find your Amazon store link there
yeah,
somewhere?
my Instagram is where I'm the most active. And at the top of my Instagram, there are a bunch of links in my bio, but also a bunch of circles at
Mhm.
the top of my homepage. And if you swipe them, you'll see my Amazon store in there and some of my other things. Glam store for my
Mhm.
for different beauty products, all that fun stuff.
Okay, okay. I have not
Mhm.
explored that part of your
I
world,
haven't
Jen,
either.
so I
Yeah.
think maybe yeah.
Jen, this has been so much fun. I've learned so much and I'm gonna start. I see you on Instagram, but sometimes I don't get a chance to watch. And now I'm gonna be like, you know, teaching clients Pilates and watching your Instagram at the same time. I'll be
Stay
like,
on
I'll be right
target, cat.
there.
Yeah. I typically do a live session every Saturday at 11 a.m.
Mhm.
Eastern, and that's centered around makeup tutorial where people can ask me questions live. And then I also have a subscriber group. So there's like a group
Mhm.
within the group, and that's a little bit more small and intimate where they just get
Mhm.
on one, and I do another session with them at noon. So there's ways to
Mhm.
see me live too and get some interactions in person. And
Mhm.
sometimes I do live Sunday style ups where I'll do things, and just take questions and have fun with that too. But
Oh
yes,
my
come.
gosh.
Well,
That's
Jen, thank you for being here today and being our very first ever guest on
Yes, let's give her
Salty
some glitter.
Sisters.
Let's give her some
Woo!
glitter. Woo!
Oh, that's how you give yourself glitter.
I love that. I love the way she received that. That was
I
wonderful.
don't threaten me. I'm
Jen, this was everything I could possibly have hoped it would be. You never disappoint. I love being in
Mhm.
your world and in your space and your orbit.
Mhm.
And thank you for being here with us today.
thanks,
And thank
girl.
you to everybody who came today and asked questions and stayed. We love you
Yes,
guys. Oh,
love you
before we go,
guys.
Yvonne, when's our next one?
Oh, okay, hang on. Ooh, when do we meet again?
Jen,
I
I
was
need to
gonna sing
come.
a song.
Jen, I need to come
When
see you.
will
We
we
hang
meet
out. That would
Yeah,
be
again?
fun.
Ooh. Our next one is January 5th. That's a
Mhm.
Friday at noon, and the topic is, "Are you breaking the rules on aging?" We're
Well,
Ooh,
poking the
hell
bear a little
yes.
bit. We're poking
Hello,
the bear a little
yes.
bit. Yeah.
I am breaking the rule. All right,
Oh my
everybody.
goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah.